In this video, we are going to review and compare all of the available xTool lasers in order to help you figure out which one is right for you. Hey, I'm Sarah, you're watching Creative Ramblings. We share a lot of laser videos on this channel in an effort to help you move forward in your creative journey. Today we are doing a comparison video specifically focused on xTool lasers. The goal is to help you figure out which one of these is going to be right for you. So first things first, why xTool? So there's a couple of reasons for this. First, I own a lot of xTool machines. So most of what we're talking about today, I have personal experience with, and I can share that personal expert advice with you. Secondly, xTool makes a lot of lasers, distributes them worldwide, and there are just a lot of users out there. They have a really good reputation, excellent customer service, and these community groups of laser users are really robust. xTool lasers are meant to be used in your home. They are safe and efficient desktop machines that can be used for your hobby or small business. There are a lot of other laser brands out there and some really good reputable brands that I use and that I have in my craft room right now. But today's video, we're just focusing on xTool. So let's do an overview real quick. So as I said, xTool makes desktop lasers, meaning they can fit right in front of you on a craft table. You can use them in your home safely and effectively for just about any project you can think of. All of their machines are compatible with their proprietary software called XCS or xTool Creative Space. Many of the machines are also compatible with Lightburn. Each of these machines has different safety features that are really going to make you feel confident about using this in your home. This video is going to be a really good comparison guide if you are a beginner, maybe buying your first laser, or maybe you have a laser and you're looking at adding a new one. We are not going to get super technical. We are going to cover some technical specifications, but we're not going to go super in depth. My other videos that go over the individual lasers do get technical. I'm also going to link xTool's buyer's guide and technical specifications down in the description. So if there is something that you really need to know about spot size or whatever else you can think of, that information is available. But we're going to take a step back and kind of look at high level. How do you figure out which machine is right for you? xTool's machines are grouped into a series, and each series has a letter that goes with it. So we have D, M, P, S, and F. And in each of those series, there may be one or multiple machines. And each series is kind of meant for a different customer and a different set of projects. So that's how we're going to break them down. We're going to cover them by letter series. So let me give you an idea of what I own. I have the P2S, the P2, the M1 Ultra, the M1, the S1, and the F1 Ultra, which means I don't have anything in the D series, and I don't have the original F1. However, I do feel very capable of speaking on those machines. The first thing I want to do is give you some things to keep in mind when you're making a buying decision. The first thing you want to do is figure out what you want to make. So what do you want to use this laser for? What type of projects do you want to make? And what type of materials do you want to use? Whatever you come up with, there is probably a laser in the xTool family that can make those projects with those materials. Everything from cutting heat transfer vinyl to put on a t-shirt to deep embossing metal. Even cutting metal. So there is a lot you can do, but take some time to really figure out what you want to make first, and then kind of back in to what laser is going to fit those projects. The second thing you want to consider is space and time. So what kind of space do you have in your home, garage, or workshop to put a laser? I am in my craft room right now. I have used many lasers in this space. This space has windows, I'm able to ventilate, and I'm able to just work really well here. I have a computer in here. I also have a larger laser room in my basement that accommodates bigger machines. You also want to think about how often you're going to use these machines. And are they going to have a permanent spot in your home, or do you want something portable that can be moved around a little bit? So take some time to think about space and time. Finally, and probably the most important thing you need to think about, is your budget. The lasers we're talking about today range anywhere from about $800 to $4,000. And those are sale prices right now. You can actually get up to $6,000 if you bought something full price. And those are just the prices of the lasers. There are also a lot of accessories you can add on, from a screen printing kit to a rotary tool to a riser that makes your machine really tall. So have a realistic budget in mind, and that's going to help guide you to the right laser. All of the machines that we're going to dive in and talk about are linked down in the description. And if I own the machine, I'm going to link down the individual videos that I've done. I have a ton of videos on lasers that go really in depth on these machines. So if you're really thinking you want one, go follow up in those other videos. Let's start with the D series. The D series has been around for a while with xTool. It currently encompasses the D1 and the D1 Pro. These are open frame gantry style lasers. It is a metal frame with a laser that runs back and forth on an X and Y axis. They come anywhere between a 5-watt and a 20-watt diode laser head. So let's talk for a second about what a diode laser can do. This is the most popular type of laser out there, and it's the most budget friendly. It can also be referred to as a blue light laser. You can cut materials like wood, acrylic that is opaque, cast, and darker colored. You can cut cardboard, cardstock, different types of paper. You can also cut leather and faux leather. You can engrave even more materials. So you can engrave on all those materials we just talked about. You can also engrave on metal, certain types of glass if they're coated. You can engrave on stone, ceramic, tile, and slate. There are a lot of materials you can engrave on with a diode laser. It really is a workhorse of a laser module. The D series also offers an interchangeable IR module. Now this is a 2-watt, 1064 nanometer wavelength laser module. What you need to know is that an IR module, or a 2-watt laser, can engrave metals and some plastics. It is not for cutting. It is an add-on laser, so if any of these machines offer it, it would be an additional purchase to add on to your laser. The D series offers a lot of different attachments and accessories, so you can add the rotary kit. This is a really popular kit that can hold a tumbler, a glass, an ornament, a ring, a baseball, all kinds of cylindrical items that you can engrave on. It also comes with a honeycomb base that allows you to cut really intricate objects with good airflow. It has an air assist option. It even has risers to help you bring the whole thing up. The D series, like all of the other series we're going to talk about, can be connected to your computer with Wi-Fi or a USB cord, and they use that xTool CreativeSpace software that I mentioned earlier. You can also use Lightburn with the D series. So this sounds like a great all-in-one laser. The price is on the lower end. My only concern with the D series is that these are open frame lasers, meaning that you have to wear glasses because the laser light is right there. There is a little cover on the laser module, so it's not, blinding you directly in your eyes, but you do want to wear but you do want to wear glasses. There is also not an enclosure to catch the smoke and fumes that are coming off of your machine. So an open laser like this is best used in a garage with maybe a garage door that can open, or a shop with big doors. You want to have ample ventilation for a laser like this. It's not something that I would recommend anymore using in your home. A few years ago, I loved open lasers because that was really all that was available. But as technology has gone forward, there are safer and better options to use in your home. Let's talk about the M series. So this is my M1 Ultra right here. There is also the original M1. These are DIY craft machines that do more than just laser. So let's talk about the M1 first. That was actually my original first enclosed laser, and it really just took my laser crafting to the next level. I love that machine. I still use it. So the M1 has a single housing inside of the machine that contains a 10-watt diode laser and a blade cutting tool. So just like the D1, the diode laser inside the M1 can cut wood, certain types of acrylic, cardboard, leather, and faux leather, and it can engrave a ton of different materials. What I really like about the M series is that it adds that blade to the machines. So you can cut out adhesive or heat transfer vinyl. Those materials typically cannot be cut with a laser because they contain PVC, which when burned is toxic. So having the blade next to the laser allows you to just create with so many different materials. I love that with the M series, we go to fully enclosed lasers. So there are these tops on here that I can see through, so I can see the project that I'm working. The M1 has like a smoke gray one. I can see what I'm working on, but I don't need to wear glasses. The enclosure also allows all of the smoke to be vented out a hose in the back. Each and every enclosed laser comes with a hose in the back that you can then put out your window right here or into an air purifier. The original M1 has a camera, so when you place your material into the machine and then go over to your software, you can see a picture of that material and easily place your design on it. There are a lot of accessories you can use with the M1, including a riser, honeycomb, a rotary system, and a screen printer. You can also hook them up with air assist or a purifier or an inline fan. The M1 has a nice sized footprint. It's not super heavy. You can easily put it on a crafting table. When the M1 was up in my craft room, I had it on a set of Alex drawers, and then all of my materials and accessories were stored in the drawers underneath. So now let's talk about this machine right here. This is the M1 Ultra. So this is the machine right here, and then this below it is a riser. So you can kind of stick materials in there. I have a honeycomb with this. I have all kinds of different things with this machine. What sets this one apart from the original M1 is that it has even more DIY features. So the laser is still a diode. It is a 10-watt diode or a 20-watt. So you can pick which one you want. I happen to have the 10-watt. Then it has a second cartridge inside of it that allows you to cut with a couple different types of blades. So not just the fine point blade, but also a deeper blade, so you could cut some thicker materials. It has a foiling tool, allowing you to add foil to your designs. It has a pen holder, so you can draw with a pen. And the coolest thing of all is there is a printer inside of this. An inkjet printer that can print on wood, canvas, paper, fabric, even acrylic. The M1 Ultra is truly a DIY machine. This particular one does have a little bit larger of a footprint. Again, mine's taller because I have it on the riser, but it is a little bit wider than the original M1. There is no camera on this one, which don't let that deter you, because some of these machines that we're going to talk about do have cameras, some don't, but they all have a positioning system that once you learn it is going to be just fine. So there's a marking system on this one. So you mark off your area, you put your images inside of it. It also has the capability to open this up and take a picture of the inside with your smartphone and using the xTool app, and then using that photo to place your images on your material. So lots of options that make this really easy to use. A ton of accessories in addition to what we talked about, like the printer and the pen holder. You can do the rotary tool in here, so you can do tumblers and ornaments, all of that thing. There's a honeycomb base, again, a riser. It's very expandable. When looking at the M1 Ultra, pay very close attention to the bundles that are offered because they're going to include different things. You can purchase a very basic bundle that doesn't include the printer. So make sure you understand the bundle you want before you purchase it. I don't want you to be disappointed. This is the S1. It is the only laser in the S series. So this is a diode. What's different about the S1, one, it's much larger than the M series. It's got a really generous working area on the inside. The biggest difference in this is that All the laser modules inside of this are easily interchangeable. It's 2 screws and they just pop in and out. I happen to have the 40-watt laser module in here. You can get it in a 20 or a 10, all diode lasers, so the same capabilities that we talked about earlier. You can also add on a 2-watt IR module to this. This machine allows you to get into a really good sized laser with a 10-watt module and upgrade down the road. The S1 does not have a camera. It uses the marking system similar to the M1 Ultra. Again, really easy to use once you get the hang of it. This is compatible with both XCS and Lightburn, so if you prefer to use Lightburn, you're absolutely able to do it with this machine. Going all the way up to a 40-watt module on here gives you a lot of power, so you can cut thicker materials, and it's just gonna go a lot faster. There are a lot of accessories you can add on to the S1, including that rotary tool, which would require the riser, so you can rise this up. You can add the rotary tool. You can add a pass-through slot on this, which actually comes in this way, so your material would go this way. And you could engrave on a large piece of wood up to 118 inches long. You can hook it up to an inline fan, an air purifier, and there is a smart air assist that goes along with this as well. The S1, because of its size and its speed, is an excellent choice for a diode laser engraver. Let's talk about the P series. Now here we start to move on from a diode laser, which the first 3 that we talked about were, to the P series, which is a CO2 laser. What you need to know is that these 2 lasers operate differently. The way that they create light that cuts and engraves materials is different. Bottom line is a CO2 laser is much more powerful than a diode. It is also faster and more efficient than a diode laser. And because of the type of light that it uses, you are able to cut and engrave more materials than you are with a diode. So this machine right here is the P2S. It is a recent upgrade. The original is called the P2. This is a CO2 laser. So in the back is a large tube of CO2 gas, which powers the laser that creates the light. There is also a chiller in the back that it has some water and some antifreeze in it to keep everything at the right temperature. Don't be intimidated by that. These are actually really easy to set up. This is a much larger laser. It takes up a lot of space and it weighs close to 100 pounds. So you definitely need to have a dedicated space for this machine. With the new P2S, I actually have a whole video on this, but the upgraded exhaust and air assist in this is pretty phenomenal. I use an inline fan for a lot of my other lasers. I don't on this. I don't have an additional fan. I just have the hose that comes out the back and it goes right out my window over there. It works beautifully. So the P series is considered the top of the line in xTool. If you want a laser that can do everything, this is probably it. It has a very generous working area on the inside, lots of accessory options, so you can make this even taller by putting a riser on it. You can use the rotary attachment. You can use that pass-through to do really long signs. You have a honeycomb in there, but it comes with some nice, or you can put a honeycomb in there, but it comes with some nice slats in it as well. The P series has cameras, 2 cameras, which allow for really, really precise placement of your designs. This machine is compatible with both XCS and Lightburn, so you can pick your one there that you want to use. Within the P series, you can do some really cool stuff with engraving. You are able to do some curved surface engraving and some batch processing, meaning you can create a lot of items at once. The main thing that I use my P2 for versus my S1 is acrylic. Because of the type of laser that this is, you can cut and engrave all types of acrylic. So you could put a piece of clear acrylic in here and cut and engrave it, and it cuts like butter. You get beautiful smooth edges. You can do glitter acrylic, patterned acrylic, anything that's out there. Where with a diode, you have to be pretty picky about what types of acrylic you use in those machines. And this being a 55-watt laser, even just putting a piece of basswood in here versus the S1 or the M1, it's going to be cut and engraved a lot faster than the other machines. And when you have a faster speed, you're going to get less char and just really smooth, nice cuts and engraves. The final series we're going to talk about is the F series, and I am here with my F1 Ultra. And you can tell that this just looks different. It's much taller and narrower than the other machines we've looked at. So the F series encompasses the F1 Ultra and the much smaller companion, the F1, the original one. These are both dual lasers, so 2 lasers in one. There is a diode and then a different type of laser included. These are what's called galvo-style lasers. So they open up like this, and in here there is a laser head. The laser head stays put, and then it will laser back and forth to engrave or cut your material. Where on all of the other ones we've looked at so far, those are gantry-style lasers that work on an X and Y axis. So the actual physical laser has to move back and forth to cut and engrave. The biggest difference you need to know is that these are going to be so much faster. The P2 has speeds up to 600 millimeters per second. This Ultra can go up to 10,000 millimeters per second. So different style laser, 2 in 1, and a lot faster. The original F1 is a tiny, it looks tiny compared to this. It is a small, compact, portable laser. It has a handle right on top to carry it along with you. It has a built-in 10-watt diode laser, so the same thing that we saw on the D1 and the M1. It also has a 2-watt IR module, all built right in. You just switch between them using your software. These machines are excellent for engraving and personalizing. So you can take that F1 and take it to a craft fair and engrave and personalize every ornament and keychain and necklace that you have. They're super easy to operate with your app, so you don't even need to bring your computer with you. The F1 does not have a camera, but it does have a marking system similar to some of the other ones we talked about, and it has both auto or manual focus. And you can do pretty tall items in here with that varying focus that you have. There's a couple accessories you can use with it, including a cutting tray and a slat conveyor that kind of moves things back and forth, so you can do a lot of items at once. You can also add a few accessories like the rotary tool. It does fit with that original F1, and you can add on an air purifier as well. So now let's talk about this right here. This is the F1 Ultra. It's actually hooked up to the AP2, which is an amazing air purifier. If you're looking to add an air purifier to any of these, go watch my video on this. This thing is incredible. So this is the F1 Ultra. Quite a bit larger than the original F1. Still has that galvo style laser on the inside, and it has 2 lasers inside, a 20-watt diode and a 20-watt fiber laser. So fiber is new. There is no other xTool that has a fiber laser. What this can do is work on almost all types of metal. So you can do deep embossing on metal coins or stone or slate or wood. You can also cut thin metal with that fiber laser. So between the diode and the fiber that's in here, you can work with almost any material. And as I said earlier, that galvo style laser is going to allow you to work really, really fast. There is a camera in the Ultra, and it comes with this little screen on the side here for really easy processing. When you're sending it from your phone or your computer over, you can hit this button and process really easily. There's a couple accessories like the cutting tray. There's a conveyor that you can put in here, the rotary tool, all kinds of different things. This particular F1 Ultra is it's not quite portable. It's heavy. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable carting that around a lot. But if you have a permanent or semi-permanent storefront, this is an amazing machine to have on hand. It's going to allow you to quickly and efficiently personalize your items. So that covers all of the different laser series that xTool makes. So here are my recommendations, and I don't have just one recommendation. I said at the beginning of the video, the right laser for you depends on what you want to make. It depends on the space that you have and your budget. But here are some general recommendations that I have. If you are looking for a general all-purpose laser that can cut and engrave all kinds of things, plus give you the ability to expand and upgrade down the road, I highly recommend the S1. I use this diode laser all the time. I have the 40-watt module. You can also get it in a 20 or a 10, which greatly affects your price. You can add on an IR module. You can put the riser base on it to raise it up and put a pass-through conveyor in it. You can add the rotary to it. There is just so much you can do. And even standalone, the working area on this machine is very generous. And you get all of that for a really good price. My second recommendation is for the original F1. This little portable machine is great if you want to personalize on the go. So if you are a crafter that makes jewelry or some kind of small item and you routinely find yourself going out to craft markets, the F1 is perfect to take with you and personalize on the spot. It's a way to really set your business apart from everyone else. The F1 is not great for doing large batches of laser cut items. It can cut, but if you wanted to make 100 ornaments to sell at a craft fair, the F1 is not going to be the right machine for you. But it is perfect for on-the-go personalization. My third recommendation, if you have the budget, the space, and you want to cut and engrave just about anything, you need to opt for the P2S. This is an incredible machine. It is huge and powerful, and you can work with every material that a laser can work with. So you're not going to get a lot of limitations. And with the new upgraded P2S, there really isn't a need to have an extra fan on the back or anything like that. They've upgraded the exhaust and the air assist, and it is just a phenomenal machine. One step up from that, there is this really cool bundle that xTool has right now that pairs the P2S and the F1. So if you are running a laser business or you want to take that step up to take your craft business to a laser business, the P2S is going to allow you to make everything at home and then take that F1 with you when you go to craft markets and personalize the items on the spot that you already made with your P2S. Let's talk a little bit about price and deals. So I said earlier in the video that these lasers range anywhere from $800 to $4,000. This is not an impulse decision. As much as I'd love for you to buy through my links, I need you to just take a minute and think about your choices before you do that. Get yourself familiar with what the regular price of these machines are, and then watch for sales. We've seen some excellent sales in the fourth quarter, kind of leading up to those end of the year holidays, but that's not the only time that xTool machines go on sale. So just keep an eye out for what's out there and look at the regular price and look at the sale prices. Your best deal will always be when buying a bundle. So if you just buy the machine and nothing else, you may find a sale, but it's not the best deal. If you look at some of those deluxe bundles, you're going to get the rotary tool, maybe a riser, a honeycomb, some materials to go with it, and you're going to save a ton. If you're looking to stay up to date on the best laser deals, be sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter. I send out tips and tricks on how to use a laser, but then I'm also going to share the best sales and deals of the week with you in that newsletter. That link's down in the description. We covered a lot today. We went over every laser series that xTool makes. I hope that you were able to watch this, take something away that's going to help you make a really well-informed buying decision. If you want to know more about a specific laser we talked about, take a look in the description. All of my individual videos are listed down there. Thank you so much for watching, and do consider subscribing so you don't miss my next video. We'll see you next time.